the track.
Hey, what's going on, Bishop? What's going on, Bishop? Hey, I'm gonna do this introduction all over again, and everything, man, because this is a whole new segment that we're gonna be doing and everything, man. So we can't be doing. Let me bring TV in there. We can't be doing coaches talk and everything. So we're gonna do the new podcast and everything that me and you got going and everything, man. So let me bear with me and let's do this again by doing.
Oh shit. Dreadlocks.
That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better.
A little bit better.
Hey, man, welcome everyone, man. This is something, man, that I've been working on for a few weeks and everything, man. Some other coaches have gotten with me and everything, man. I jumped on with Bishop, see that he wanted to do it. We're going to start a new podcast. We're going to still have coaches talk, but we're going to start doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, man, about 35 minutes of coach to coach. And what that is coaches from all around the local area. Some of them and everything I coach with, some of them are assistant coaches. If you coached anything, girls soccer, girls softball, badminton, anything that you've coached and your name has been labeled by a coach, you will be able to jump on the show, testify, do whatever you want to do and everything, ask any kind of questions to the listeners, to me and TP, me and Bishop. Sometimes we're going to get Jason on here as well. And we'll get some more guys on here, man. If you've ever coached, this is the show for you guys and everything, man, because as you can see, I've already emailed you. We've already got questions that's been coming in for the last 2 or 3 weeks and everything, man, because I've had this on my heart for a while. So I just figured in everything, man, we both coached at the highest level and at the lowest level and in between. So we figured, let's just go ahead and do this podcast and everything for coaches, so everybody can see that not all coaches are bad. Not all coaches have the answers. There are some coaches out there, man, that don't know how to handle certain things, that they need somebody else's opinion. And this is what this is what this show's about. So other than that, and me running my mouth, how are you? TP, I see you in there. How's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
I'm excellent. Good to see you guys.
And good to see you too, man. Like I said, now TP, we know you ain't a coach, but we're going to throw some things at you and everything, man. Like I said, I got 35, 40 minutes and everything, man. I figured that let's do 3 or 4 shows, 30, 40 minutes, and instead of trying to do one big old show, 2 hours or whatever, because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. My time is crunch time. I get home about 7:30. I might have an hour or 2 or 3, and I want to spend some of that with Amy and everything and do some things with her and everything when I come home. So let's jump right into it. Bishop, anything, man, that you want to say, man, before we get going, man, about the new show?
I'm just ready. I'm ready for the fire. Let's spit it.
All right, man. Well, let's go, man. Like I said, some of the coaches and everything, man, didn't want their names said because they know that other people listen to the show, and I can understand that. If you have some bad things to say about some parents or some things that you don't understand, or you want to ask a question, I don't want to attach your name to it. Right. And then you got to answer a lot of questions and everything to the people and everything that you're asking the questions about. So what I'm going to do and everything is just use the basic, what's up, coach? I was glad to hear about the podcast, about for coaches, yada, 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 yada. And then we're going to go from there. All right. All right, TP, anything you want to say, TP, before we get started?
No, let's just rock and roll.
All right, man. Let's go. Let's go. All right. First question. What's up, coach? I was glad to hear about the new podcast for coaches. My question is simple. How do you handle drama on your team? So, Bishop, I'll ask the questions. I'll let you and TP
Yeah.
go first, and I'll
Okay.
end mine.
Drama on a team is just an opportunity where we have missed somewhere the connection, the communication line. We missed each other. And really, it's just an opportunity if you tune in and keep the frequency right and not take it personal, but knowing that there's a break in communication and just be truthful. If nothing else, be truthful and make sure you get all the documentation, all the facts, and then go from there.
All right, TP, you want to add anything on there before I go?
I would just say, yeah, to get to the root of it. Where's it coming from? How can we, if it's two individuals, we can sit them down and get them to talk about exactly what took them to where they are. And sometimes it's not even, sometimes it's most, I shouldn't say most, sometimes it's just miscommunication. If you just get that miscommunication, oh, I thought it meant that. I thought you meant that. No, I meant this. And then it's squashed. Beef is squashed.
No,
so just
I got you on that.
Communication is key.
I handle drama a little bit different. I cut the head off from the start. A lot of drama starts with parents. A lot of drama starts with, like you said, misunderstanding. Sometimes it can be a different variables and everything, man, that would cause you to act a certain way or be a certain way. But I don't handle drama on my team and everything, man. Drama is one thing, man, that I will eliminate from the get-go because it kills the morale of the team. It kills a lot of chemistry with the team. And that's one thing, man, as coaches and everything, man, we have a lot of titles. We're a coach, we're a dad, we're a pastor, we're a preacher, we're a mom, we're a confidant, we're friends. So we carry a lot of titles and everything, man, not just coach. So I guess this question, I guess as a parent or a kid and everything, I would just say, man, chocolate head on. Sometimes, man, you have to remove players or parents or people from the program and everything if the drama is continuing after the conversation that we had. So that's a damn good question, man. Like I said, I didn't know that would be the first question of the show, but I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely.
What's up, Coach? How do you handle a player with poor attitude?
Well, I understand poor attitude could be so many different root causes. The bottom line is making sure they understand they are first an ambassador on the team. So if something is spilling over from outside, then we need to have a sidebar, great. But if it's something on the field, I got it as a coach, I got to nip it in the bud right off the tee. And oftentimes there's many different ways I can go about it. But the main thing is I got to find out what's the foundational concerns. And then oftentimes, i.e. Playtime or I'm just frustrated, feel like I'm not giving my best. There's so many different things, but really it's a lot of times they're just frustrated that they're not able to show the way they see they're supposed to be showing. And you just need to remind them that, hey, everything, they're growing pains, and the key is you got to stand your ground.
Gotcha. T?
So again, I think everything, the foundation is like communication. Can we get to an agreeable point of view? So now if we're talking about a player, well, as a coach, you're running the show.
Yeah.
And a coach is only going to tolerate X amount of.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So yeah. And then once you communicate that, then that person has the decision. Am I going to continue like this? Or am I going to get on coach's page to do X, Y, and Z?
Yeah. A poor attitude, that's correctable.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and if we want to be technical about it, that's correctable. I'd rather have a player with a poor attitude than poor performance, or just a poor overall attitude, a poor overall, what's the word I'm trying to find? I'd rather you have a poor attitude, because I can nip that in the bud. So much running bleachers and up and downs and all this, it can cure a lot of the bad attitudes that kids have. I don't call it poor attitude, I call it the bad attitude. So coach, I'm whoever wrote that, I'll figure it out. Don't ever say poor attitude, just say a bad attitude. Because poor attitude means it can't be fixed. It's unfixable. A bad attitude and everything, because a lot of times, man, we got to realize a lot of parents are in these kids' ear. A lot of parents are in these kids' ear telling them, oh, you this and you that. Everybody ain't gonna be the next LeBron James. Everybody ain't gonna be the next and everything, Deion Sanders. Anybody ain't gonna be the next, Michael Jordan. I mean, it ain't. So listen to your kids and everything, man. Listen to your coaches, because a lot of parents think their kids are the next great thing, and they're not. They're not there yet. But I don't want to get too far off of it, but I'm just saying poor attitude and everything, I think that's fixable and everything. But how you handle it is you got to man up, man, to say, this is the program, this is the team, this is the brotherhood. If you want to be a part of this, these are the things that we have put in line for you in order for you to achieve a proper goal with the fellas. I call them fellas, partners, teammates, whatever. But I think it's easy stuff and everything, man. That was a good question, but I think, Coach, you already know the answer to that question and everything. And I know a lot of times we have the answer, but we want somebody else to put it in a way to where it makes sense for us, even though we already know the answer. Right. If that makes sense. Yeah. Now here's a good one. Here's a real good one. Bishop, you're gonna love this one. How do you handle team discipline? I guess all these coaches got some bad players, man, because I ain't heard one good one yet. Everything's about, so how do you build, how do you build team chemistry?
Oh, how do you build team chemistry? There's many different ways. My method is, I like to, every now and then when I was coaching, I would like to do a Saturday where it had nothing to do with football, but more of a team being able to, one, communicate, two, start trusting people that you normally don't link up with or talk to, and start communicating in different functions. Like we have little obstacle course, different things, to where by the time they're done, or one time I did paintball and they had a blast. And it's like, I knew I would put some of the linemen with some of the running backs, so it wouldn't be, off kilter. So all of a sudden you're having different components of your team having to communicate and say, hey, you do this, take this fire. And all of a sudden you start seeing leadership and being accountable being built.
So if one mess up, then as a team, we just all gonna run laps. And then after practice, we're all gonna run 40-yard sprints. We're gonna get better that way. We're gonna run some laps so we can think about it while we jog around this field 3 times or whatever. We're gonna practice really hard, and then we're gonna run sprints afterwards. And you may think of it as a punishment, but at the end of a game, you're not going to be tired. You're going to be thankful that the coach decided to put this on me. So,
how do you build team chemistry? I look at it a little bit different than you guys. even though that's all fun and dandy, I'm more of a morale kind of guy. I like for when you see one of my boys, you're gonna see all my boys. If the team don't go, if everybody ain't gonna go, nobody goes. Because I want you to be able to see all my guys. And now don't get me wrong, Tony, which I'm trying to get, Tony on. Tony was my defensive coordinator at Banks Trail, and he's ex defensive back for the Patriots. He ain't talked to me in the last few days, so I guess he's kind of still kind of hurt over the game and everything. But he always taught me and everything. He always told me the best way to get teams to form a chemistry is to form a brotherhood. Get your receivers, all your receivers. If all the receivers don't go, nobody goes. All the running backs, if everybody don't go, nobody goes. I want you to see my boys in a pact, because that builds chemistry, that builds a brotherhood, that builds the morale around them guys and everything, man, that I'll do whatever I can for you because I see you putting in the same kind of effort that I'm putting in. So I'll do that for you. So I think mine is I'll take them out. We'll all go bowling. I've invited guys over to my house and everything, man. We've had pizza parties and everything, man. I just want them to see, man, that it ain't all about football. It ain't all about what's on the field. I'm gonna care about you even when you're not on the field, because I want to see you be a better man, a better person in your community and everything, man. I don't want to hear anything bad about my guys. And I always say guys are my boys and everything, man. So don't, they're just my players. But I just want them to be able to form a brotherhood, man, that's unmatched. So that's the way I build chemistry. Now, you can still let coach if you want, but I just feel like and everything, man, that you don't got to run them. You don't got to. I'm a more of a coach. Like, I don't want you to fear me. I want you to respect me. But at the same point in time and everything, I have a standard of this is the way the program is going to run. And if you can't get down with that, then you can't be a part of not only the team, but the brotherhood and the program. That's just the way that I roll. So, coach, you can take some of that if you want and everything, man, but that's the way I do it. Some guys are old-fashioned. They punish the guys and everything, man. There is a way that reverse psychology and everything. When this guy mess up, you drop all those guys and let him watch. I don't do that no more, because all that does is start a lot of favoritism, or he's this or he's that, or he's the weakest link. I don't want to do that and everything, man. I want everybody, man, to be on the same even kill and everything. So that's the way that I would handle that. Next question. Coach, what is the best coaching advice you have received? I know that one back.
Yeah. This is going to be real simple.
Okay.
Never take it home with you.
Oh, boy, that's a good one. I've always heard that one.
Yeah.
No matter what happened. Hey, I'm sorry. Go ahead, T. My bad. Was you through, Bishop? Was it just that, or?
Yeah, no, just that is just never, ever, no matter what comes about, never take it home, because there needs to be a separation.
Yeah. See?
I'm gonna have to ponder on that a little more, because I have to come up with a situation. I have to think back on a situation from golf.
Okay.
You understand?
The best coaching advice I ever got from a coach and everything, man. And I'll tell you right now what it is. It's Coach Blankenship and Spyro. He always says and everything, always walk together, pray together, you'll stay together. And I never understood that until I became a coach. And a lot of guys, man, they don't like to bring up religion and on sports and things like that. But I've always respected what he said and everything, man. Stay together, pray together, you'll be together. And I'm trying to word it, because you're talking about 40 some odd years ago, and I'm trying to get that down, man. But he was always the coach, man, that understood his players. Coach Blankenship, man, Coach Sebo, man, Coach Carter, all those guys, man, they all were strong men that respected the players. yes, we feared them, but they would put the boot in your ass, but then the next few minutes, man, they're giving you a hug and telling you, you know, hey, that's what I want, that's what I expect. And it makes you feel good, man, to see men be vulnerable and say, you know what, I'll get in your ass, but I'll give you praise. I want to show you and everything, man, that it's not just on the field. I want to show you what to do off the field as well. So, man, oh man, I love that question, man. I got to find out who you are, excuse me, and respond to that, because there are some good coaches out there, man, that give some good advice, and it ain't got to be Division II, Division I. I've had a high school coach that was in his first year, very, very smart young man, very smart young man, very good with X's and O's, but he didn't. You ever heard that saying, you got book sense but no common sense? He had a lot of book sense, but just the basic knowledge things ate him up. You know, he didn't know how to, if a parent challenged him, he would always back down, you know. And I told him, and I said, you know, when the kids are on the field, they're mine. Now, if you want your kid to listen to you on the field, that ain't gonna happen. You take your kid off the field, because when he's on the field, that's my time. Excuse me. But he never stood his ground and everything, and he always got ran over. I'll never forget this old white guy named Coach Collins told him, he was like, you might as well go ahead and get some pom-poms and go over there and be with the cheerleaders and start cheering and rooting on him. He said, because you ain't no coach. I think that bothered him to the point to where he finally got that soul, that old man soul, to where he started to be a little bit more challenging to some of the parents. And that's when he started to win games. And because now you're coaching, you're not scared to say what you really mean. And he was always backpedaling. So not to get too far off, but I just think, man, that a lot of coaches, man, deal with a lot of BS and everything. Mainly it comes from parents. Mainly it comes from people and everything who don't really know how to play. A lot of parents are living their dreams through their kids. And I think that's a lot of bad things that's going on right now. Yes, TP.
So I never coached football, but
Okay.
I did assist people in golf.
Okay.
And so my mentor, he told me that when you're helping a guy around the golf course, you can't make him choose a club that you know is best.
Mm-hmm.
You have to let him, because it's his game, so you have to let him make that choice, even if it's the wrong club. And because it is his game, allow him to give him the freedom to do that. Now we're talking about adults, so we're not talking about children. So it's a different, a different vibe.
I understand.
And then by allowing them to do that, and then later on they'll come back to you and say, hey, I should have listened to you.
Okay.
But if you arguing with them about the choice, you never get that opportunity to say, to be viewed later on as, or if you're yes manning, even if you're yes, you never get the opportunity to show, that was valuable. I messed up by not heeding your advice.
Gotcha.
So that was one of the best teaching moments I got from aiding coaching.
This next question, everything, I've been puzzled. I'm trying to figure out how to word it, but he says, what's up, coach? What are your red flags when scouting? I'm going to add something to that. What are your red flags when scouting or recruiting? Bishop?
Red flags for me is just how he interacts with his family, siblings, how I'm one of those that I'm just observant. And instead of you trying to tell me it, I want to see through actions. How do you treat somebody when they have some corrective criticism? Do you know how to receive it and apply it and get better from it? Or are you trying to be combative? Because understand, there comes a time that everybody has to go through growing pains, and I want to know, can you stand it and stand there and take it and then apply it and be successful?
I thought you were gonna start singing "Can You Stand the Rain," boy, because you,
Nah.
you see what I'm talking. I mean, all right.
Good.
T, even though you must be a coach, what would be some red flags if you were scouting or recruiting?
If I eyeballed that the player was selfish, that would be an immediate red flag. You know,
I'm like I said, that question can go so many ways and everything. A red flag for me when I'm scouting is, are you a team player? You know, I'm looking at film. I'm looking at film. I'm looking at the game. I'm looking at your body language. I'm looking at how you react to your players. I look at you how you react to the coach. Those are things that I look for. I look for red flags. Now, when it comes to recruiting, I'm a little patient. I'm a little bit quiet because I like to let you dig your own grave. You know, I listen and I'm very attentive when I'm looking at a young man. I'm talking to that young man. But if mom and dad are more involved in the conversation, to me, that's a red flag to me, because I always hear this old saying, we're recruiting the player, but you're also recruiting mom and dad. Yes, I don't want to recruit problems. And there's a problem already that's happening in doing a recruiting class and everything, or doing recruiting or doing a scouting. I'd rather not deal with that and just go a different way and try to find someone else, regardless of how good you may be. A lot of times and everything, I mean, we as coaches, we know we got a bad apple, but he's so good. He's so talented that we think that we can fix that. And why would you try to fix that when you could just avoid that? You don't want to bring a cancer. I've never seen nobody deliberately put cancer in their body. I've never seen nobody do that and everything. You want that out of your body. So for you to deliberately bring someone in when you know there are red flags and everything, it mind boggles me that we as coaches, sometimes we do that because we feel like our job's on the line. Oh, we got to get a winning season this year, or administration is down my neck, or yada, 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 yada. I don't care and everything. I will never bring in someone that I already know that's toxic and try to make it work. I've never seen that happen. Now, welcome to the show, the one and only man. He got a little laid back tonight and everything. What's going on?
Oh, just living the dream. Finally got back and got all of the worries out of the way. And if you believe that, you're in trouble.
Greetings, Ryman.
You're crazy.
Ryman Live. Good to see you.
Well, Ryman, let me ask you this question. The question that we was asked, what are your red flags when scouting or recruiting? If you was a coach, what would be a red flag for you if you were scouting someone or recruiting someone? What would be a red flag for you?
Oh, you've already hit it. It's watching to see how he deals with the people that are normally in charge of him. If he can't take criticism, if he can't take guidance, then there's no sense in having him in your team. The other thing I would watch, and this goes to the other social aspect, watch if he has friends around him. Watch how he interacts with his friends. Because if he's horrible to his friends, he's for sure going to be horrible to the rest of the players.
You know what I would do, Bishop, when I'm recruiting a guy?
Mm-hmm.
The normal concept is you got to report to the school. I mean, call the coach. You know, you coach and everything will come to the office. I'll let them know that I'm looking for X, Y. I'll pop up unannounced, and I'm in the crowd. I don't want you even know I'm there. That old saying, I want to see how you react on a daily basis, because as you know, if everybody here on this docket knows that the boss is coming in an hour, we're going to be on our best behavior for that whole hour and for that whole day. I want to catch you when you least expect it. I want to know how you function on a daily basis. And Lemon, you're right. I've seen a lot. One thing I would never tolerate is young men talking down to their mother. That's the biggest pet peeve that I have as a coach. If it ain't yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, we got a problem. And then that removes coach. That's Willie. That's the man in me that comes out and tell him, you only got one mother. You only got one. Now, if anybody else outside yourself talk to your mom sideways, you ready to kill them. But here you are, you're doing the same thing that you're going to whoop somebody for doing to your mom. I think that's very toxic to me. So those are red flags for me and everything. And there's a lot of them, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, how you react after you drop a ball. How do you I mean, even after you score a touchdown, how do you respond? How do you react? Are you taunting? Are you doing this? Because if you're taunting in high school, if I don't nip it in the bud, it's going to cost me a touchdown. It's going to cost me 15 yards. It's going to cost me something in the ball game to where I have to discipline you in a way that I should not have. What happened to just giving the ball to the referee and walking away? Now it got to be a dance. It got to be all this and that. I mean, I had kids point guns, the finger gun at a kid. And I'm like, no, this is not what we're going to do. So,
and I completely agree with you. But the other thing that, and this is something that I did on whenever we were working on a fight to bring in, see if a kid would be good to help train, was send a friend over to see how he trains on his own. And what we were looking for is whenever things go wrong, how does he react? Because fight camps are going to go wrong. So can he handle adversity?
Yeah. And Jason, that was chemistry. That was chemistry, not discipline and everything. But a lot of these, I'm shocked, man. Amy printed it, and a lot of them are, I guess, a lot of coaches. It's hard to coach these days. I'm just going to tell you that right now. With the way, not only has NIL touched base when high school, it's now dipping down to middle school, which is crazy because these are babies. These are babies. So now that means that you have to deal with mom and dad. And I think mom and dad that deal with an agent or whoever with NIL when their kids in middle school need their ass whooped, because you're already setting a bad example for your kid and everything in middle school. And middle school is the one area I always love to coach because I get the kid before anybody else gets him and destroys him or her with BS or drama or whatever. So anyway, I don't want to get too far off that, man. I'll go on for days about that because I just don't, I'm a protector of the kids and everything, man. And I think a lot of the parents are the issues right now when it comes to this NIL era. It's just crazy. So, all right, Bishop, how do you adapt? How do you adapt your strategy during the ball game? Now, that's a better one for us. That's not a negative one. That's a good one.
Yeah,
how do you adapt your strategy during the game?
Well, now I'm so glad they asked. Oh, I understand. I'm all about. I'm a film study junkie, and when I break down film, I break it down to third down, first down, second down, and then different scenarios when you're on the hash mark, right hash, left hash. And so when I'm wanting to make an adjustment, those my foundational of what I studied goes into play, and I have rules of thumb of if they're doing this running the 36 crossbuck, let's use for example, then I know that I need to shore up the edges, and I got to have my DNs. They got to play solid. You cannot play soft on your edges when it comes to 36 crossbuck. You have to be stern because either you're going to make the play or our backer needs to be able to flow to make the play.
All right. Kay, how do you adapt your strategy during the ball game? Even though you're not a coach, how would you adapt your strategy during the ball game?
So when offensive side, when you got
decide.
something going,
Yeah.
eventually I would expect somebody to make an adjustment on how we roughen them up.
Yes.
I have to have something that looks the same, but I can run variations from a look that looks the same. So that should go both sides of the ball, offense and defense, because football has always been deception, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we will make them think the ball is going over here when it's really going over there. And if we can deceive people when you have the ball, and when you're on defense, try not to get deceived by just being fundamentally sound and doing your job in that particular gap or particular section you're supposed to cover. So just that dance right there. Usually, I used to call it halftime adjustments, but sometimes you can't wait to halftime to make an adjustment. Sometimes you got to make that adjustment right mid first quarter.
Yeah.
So,
Limit?
All of that, people in the coach's box, all of that should be able to see what's going on, what the other team's doing, and should be able to relay that down to you.
Gotcha. Limit?
This is one that I'm going. You're going to hate my answer, but I'm going to turn
Oh.
around and say I am not qualified to answer this question, and there's no way in the world I'm even going to approach it.
Ryman, let me ask you a question. You never played Madden?
I refuse to. I will plead the fifth on this.
Well, you're crazy. What? Okay. All right. How do you adapt your strategy during a ball game? It just depends. If it's on the offensive side, me being an offensive guy, Bishop being a defensive guy, I have a book, I have a play sheet, of course, and everything of what I'm going to run. If Bishop counters this, I have to have a counter for the counter. That's just the way it goes. We live in an era right now to where you can pick up any cell phone and get plays, and you can do whatever. Everybody know what the cover 2 is. Everybody know what the cover 3 is. Everybody know what cover 4 is. But there are different variations of that. Everybody knows and everything what the 46 is. Okay, this was the one thing that I never understood with BV, and it was not a bad thing to be so gifted with calling a defensive scheme. You would think he would know the offense because you can counter everything that they do. Just look at it as a reverse. How would I stop that? And then you do the opposite. Yeah. Because there are plays that I run that, yes, might be different variations, but it all depends on how the game is going. If the game is going good, I'm not going to adapt anything. I'm not going to change until you make me change. And a lot of coaches get into that, I think he caught on to my scheme. Until you show me you've caught on, I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to keep it basic. Now, when you stop it, okay, now he's caught on to it. Now I can change. Don't be so quick to change just because the play didn't work. I've seen a play that I had drew up. It was overthrown. Some coaches would just throw it away. Oh, no, we're going to come right back to that. And then you go to your quarterback and say, make a little adjustment, take some of the air out of it. I think that we getting so into this halftime adjustments, quarterly adjustments, whatever. If I'm up and I seem to have your picture or your number, I'm not going to change anything. If you start in the second half, stopping some of the things that worked in the first half, then I'll adjust. So it's a give and take. Like TP said, it just whenever the mood changes or the game changes, I will adjust. I can tell you right now, as a coach, I've never had, we knock on wood, I've never had a 17 or 21 point lead and lose it. That's never gonna happen. If I get 21 point lead, it's a wrap. And I'm knock on wood because so far so good. But to see us have that lead, and I think that's what it makes me more angry being an offensive guy, is that I'm a high school coach. I'm a middle school coach. I could have went up to the D2, D1 coach as an assistant, but my effectiveness is high school and middle school. I don't understand how these guys that make all this money can't see the basic concept of flats, posts,
Mhm.
curls.
Curls. Yep.
I just it look, everybody wants to be sexy. Everybody wants to have that certain dig on their playbook. It's the 5-yard curls have never went away. It's everybody stopped running them because everybody is not sexy enough. It doesn't get you the big yards. Everybody wants the big yards. I will nickel and dime your ass to death if you let me. Point blank. So there you go, coach. All right, we'll get 2 or 3 more and everything, man, because I don't want to go past an hour and everything, man, because I really want to start doing these three days a week shows and everything, man, because this is up my alley. Answering questions about sports and talking about coaching. This is it. But I'm hoping to get Tony on here, man. That would be a good thing, man, because I think he's been missed for so long. He's been doing such great things in the community around here. I think that everybody have forgotten what he's done while he was in the NFL. So we're going to try to get him on here soon. But another question I want you guys to ask, I want you guys to answer is, what is one thing you would do differently if you could? What is one thing you would do differently, Bishop, if you could? That's a loaded question. Right there.
That's a super loaded question because, especially coming from the defensive side, is being more in tune and pouring into my players, the know-how, how I study film, how I attack the game, why I think of this. I would want to show them the why, or why I think the way I think. So that way, when they understand, when I'm bringing something across, they'll understand, okay, remember his why is this. This is why when he sees this formation, this is why we're doing this. So that they become a coach on the field.
Yes. Hold on, guys. Before you get going, TP and Brian, this is a good one. I grades. Thank you so much, Sona, for life. Man, that is the one thing I've always stood on is we don't practice Fridays. Fridays has, for the last 25 years I've ever coached, I've never coached on Fridays. Fridays is always study hall. We do study hall every Friday from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. We have teachers coming there, and then we get on the bus. We travel to wherever we got to go. We sleep, and we get ready to play a ball game. I've always emphasized that and everything is that Monday, if I can't get your best from Monday through Thursday, what the hell is Friday going to do? Friday needs to be for you to clear your mind, but also focus on your grades. Focus on your grades, because if this football thing don't work out and this NIL don't work out for you or whatnot and everything, man, that education is going to be the best thing that you have.
Yeah.
All right, TP, my bad. What is the one thing you would do differently if you could?
Bro, just be more patient.
Boy, don't we
all? You understand? Bro, just be more patient. Bro.
You're married, right?
Yes, sir.
Now we know where it went.
Just be more patient. Married with 4 children.
Oh, there you go.
Now we for sure know where it went.
Lemon, what you got?
Be more patient.
See, that's a very, very broad question because then you ask, okay, as a coach in life, like if we're just talking
as a coach, because if we do life, we've all been here for days and everything, because that's a loaded question for a life answer. But if to be a coach, I'm pretty sure you've coached something in your life. What is the one thing you wish you would do differently if you could?
Emphasize stamina.
Damn.
You can get sprints all day long and all that. And I know that everybody hated doing the long runs, but you gotta emphasize stamina. I've seen too many teams, whether I was helping with the fight camp, soccer, football, I see too many kids phase out, like they gas out too quick.
Well,
Interesting.
if there was one thing that I would do differently if I could, I would be more of a role model than a coach. I would be more of a role model because they're both the same. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I get along with 90% of my players now that they're grown and have kids and are not playing football than I did when they played football for me. And I've had a lot of them tell me is that, Coach, I wish I would have listened to you a little bit more. I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that. So if I could do anything differently, I would be more of a role model versus a coach, because I know that not everybody's going to make it to the next level. I mean, I know that and everything, man. We live in this world that it gives more than it takes more than it gives. And I just wish that I could be more of a role model for them versus a coach, because when I was coaching, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I was setting my way. There was, this is the standard. This is the way it's gonna always be for this program. But I also wish that I could go back and just be a little bit more, listen to the guys, listen to some kids, I saw this story yesterday, man. It hurt my heart. You remember the young gentleman, man, that played for Les Miles for LSU, had the brain tumor, and Les Miles didn't want him to go get checked out because he was playing real good. And then when the guy finally went to go get checked out, and he had brain tumor, he had surgery. Now he's alive now, but he can no longer play football. Right. That hurts my heart more than anything, man. It's because not only as a coach, but as a father and as a parent, we want what's best for our kids, but sometimes, man, we get lost in the mud that we feel like we know what's best for them and we don't listen to them. So I think and everything, man, as a coach and everything, man, I can do different is go back and listen more to those guys and everything, man. And maybe I'll be a better coach if I would just listen more versus being stuck in my way and I was taught the old school way. It's my way or the highway. Well, now that's changed, because now it's the kids are saying it's my way or I'm gone. They jumping in that portal, they gone. So there has to be some type of chemistry between the coach and the players and everything. So anything else you guys want to jump on? I'm gonna get 2 more questions. I got a lot more, but I like this and I like how everybody's answers are going and everything. So anything else, Bishop?
I just think that a lot of times with this is just the opportunity to make sure the relationships that we built, when you see them again, I have gotten where they say thank you for your discipline. Yeah, because understand, I have some people that are hedge fund operatives and they own businesses, and they said your teaching is constantly in my head. And understand when discipline came about, it's because I now know that in that split moment, anything could happen. But if anybody that can keep a cool head and make sure they breeze through it can go to any type of level and do anything they can do or want to do. They just got to be disciplined enough to seize the moment.
Hey, Jason. Jason says a kid without a father needs guidance. Coaches that provide that can make a huge difference in their life. I am a real big believer in that. I really believe that wholeheartedly. And I think that's why, I think that was the main reason why I became a coach. I saw too many, when I was coaching my youngest daughters, Jasmine, she started playing coach pitch when she was 6. Mm-hmm. And I started seeing all the girls, the moms there were no dads. And it hurt my heart because I became instant dad to 13 girls because my wife has always told me and everything, you have this spirit about you and kids. They just gravitate to you for some reason. And I had 2 daughters on a Monday. By Saturday, I had 16 daughters because everybody wanted to come to my house. The mothers were like, when you talk, it's like gospel. And it ain't even that. It's Bishop told me that a long time ago. It's God speaking through me to them. And I've always had that spirit about me to where I love to see the smile in the kids when I tell you something and it works for you. I love that. I love that smile that you got, because I didn't have to tell you that, but I did. And when you did it and you excelled in it, you did good. It makes you feel like, okay, I can do this. So I think that's why I became a coach and everything, man. But that is a very good quote right there, man. Coaches that provide that can make a huge difference in their lives, because we've all been the boys club. I know I grew up in the boys club. If I didn't have that mentorship, now don't get me wrong, my father was around all my life and my stepfather was around all my life and everything. So I've had some powerful role models in my life to let me know this is the right way you're supposed to go. Some kids don't have that.
Yeah.
And they need coaches. So this is why the podcast was started, man, because coaches don't really get enough credit. They get, when things go wrong, you blame the coach. When the player don't play good, blame the coach. When you're losing ball games, you blame the coach. Well, sometimes and everything, man, the coach is giving everything that he has. It's just, it's not working. Let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question to you guys and everything. I'm gonna throw my own question in here. If you were a coach now in this era, NIL and everything, how would you handle it? And TP, we'll start with you. If you were a coach,
handle what specifically?
If you were a coach now in high school, let's put high school. If you're the coach in high school right now, coaching football, how would you handle the day-to-day functions of NIL, parents, grades, performance, and structure?
Okay. The first thing, you put a lot there, but the first thing is the parents and the child relationship and their mindset. And is that mindset agreeable to be coached? Because it might not be a mindset that's agreeable to be coached.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the selfishness now.
Yes.
Because if it's a selfish mindset from the parent, it's a good possibility to be in the child, possibly. Yeah. Right. Okay. So if that's the case, I might not be able to coach that family, that particular child coming from that family. So that's one thing. You have to see what you got on your team and see if we can work together as, hey, I'm going to coach him. You're going to be the cheerleader for the team on the sideline. Can I get that point across, and can we come into agreement? Because you know how some parents might like.
But do you want that?
Stance.
Do you want that, TP? Do you want that? Or are you guys of the belief of, I want the parents to be not part of the coaching staff, because that breeds drama, but I want them to continue the coaching that I have when they go home. Are you guys a part of that, or are you guys not a part of that?
For me, I'm not the coaching part, because I just want them to continue uplifting them. Is more than me. For me, that's just me. But I'll leave the X's and O's to me, because that's what I'm needing, is to make sure that individual is completely bought in and is on board with what we got going on.
Core values is what I was thinking just now.
Yeah.
When you were that part. If we got some core values that we can get some common ground on, then we can communicate and we can make this thing work. And that's throughout the team, the players and their parents or guardians, whatever the situation may be.
Right.
We can get to that core value thing and say, hey, and they dig my core values, or apparently, coach, the parents and the players dig your core values. You, Coach Rick.
Yeah.
So since that's the case, you can go ahead on and be coach. I'm not saying you ain't never ran into some bad apples. I'm just saying.
Yes,
we have.
When you have good core values that resonate to the people.
Yes, we have.
Then we can do something and we can build something. That's kind of like my broad answer, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think I covered everything you asked.
No. You get some key points. I want to see what Lemmy gonna say. I know Lemmy gonna knock a socks off with this one. I already know he is.
You're talking about a very delicate song and dance, because you have to keep control and you have to keep the strategy and learning of the base of the game in the control of the coaches.
Yes.
But you also need to have that strong that parent organization that can, especially in middle school and high school, you have to have that strong parent organization that helps drive the fundraising that keeps you and that team going. So you got a really fine line of song and dance of teaching the parents that, you got to check the parental role and the NIL at the door and let the kid be the kid. I mean, in all fairness, when they're on the team, they're a kid.
Yeah.
And that goes back to TP's point. If the coach is walking in with great core values and being the good example, which is why I kept my mouth shut, but I wanted to disagree with you on being a better role model, because if you weren't a good role model, you still wouldn't be where you're at.
Yeah.
Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess the easiest way to say it is, I've already got a good example sitting in the panel with me.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Kyle, whenever you want to go, let me know. I'm lyrical on that. See, hey man, look, come holler at me. We can get
Kyle, I'm retired.
We can get on that. We can get on that. Hey.
Kyle, I'll play you in Tecmo Bowl.
And I want him to use OU. I'll use somebody else. I get
Bo Jackson.
No. I'm just saying, I like when young guys, just like we go on the basketball court. Come on, coach, come on down here and get some of this. Get some of this what? I don't know what it is, but kids thinking that they're the only ones good in basketball. I just don't, it just blows my mind. And my wife got to tell him, he can play ball now. Just because he coached don't mean. So I got to go upstairs and get my bag, and I go to the gym. And he was like, Coach, now I know you got that Bengay in your backpack. I said, no, I ain't there yet. But no, hell no. Not
hey,
yet.
Coach, just remember, Coach. Just remember the guy going into the gym and that knee wouldn't let him cross.
That knee held him back. He's like, no. But
hey, he was come on.
No, this is my thing, is that you can ask anybody in my era, and the only person that knows anything about me is Legend. Legend's the only one that know about me from Spyro. And I'm just telling y'all and everything. Anyway, so we get on the court, we shoot around, and I don't play one-on-one. I'm too old for that. We're gonna shoot. We're gonna see how your jumper is. We're gonna see how you did, because I'm not gonna be running those. I'm not doing all that. My lungs ain't there yet. Now you give me a couple months, yeah. But I'm just gonna go out there. So we go out there and start shooting. He said, okay, coach, okay. So I hit the first one, and then I let him go. He hit, step a little bit back, hit that one. He hit it. There's a guy in the gym named Mo. Me and Mo both played for the All Army basketball team. So we just unfortunately got stationed in the same place. He's here in Charlotte. I'm here in Charlotte. And we was in the same gym. He's like, y'all just don't know as coach. He was like, I was like, no, don't tell him nothing. I bust that ass and everything, man. I think he might have won one game out of 15. So I say this to say that a lot of the kids and everything, but I do that with the kids, man, because that also makes me stay close to them. That's my way of staying close to them, because I cater to their ego. You know, I always tell them, whoever beats me in a shooting match, I'll buy you a steak dinner. I ain't bought one yet. Knock on wood and everything. So I don't want to get too cocky, because I know there's somebody out there that's gonna get me one day, but it is what it is. Anyway, off that, Bishop, I didn't hear your question when we was talking about if you were coaching today, how would you handle the NIL structure, coaching, the parents, and everything else?
I'm just a stickler for education. I'm a financial coach, so I would definitely give them as much as I can within the parameters of it. But more than anything is make sure they understand is that it's only a small part of the greater deal, and he or she still has to have that why, because it can't be the only thing that you're going for. You still got to have a why, otherwise you'll quit midstream.
Okay. Last question, and then we're gonna get up out of here, because I went over an hour, but I'm having fun right now. So I just want to ask this one final question. How many? Oh no, I can't ask that question because I'm not recruiting no players right now. I got a lot to read from, so I'm just trying to find a good one. Oh, okay. Bishop, how do you balance coaching and your personal? How do you balance coaching and in your personal life? That's a good one.
You know I'm laughing, don't you? In the beginning of coaching, not good, but it came to the as you mature, you realize that you got to eventually go home and you got to keep it separate. But a lot of times I was blending my time to where dinners were getting cold. If you ever been there,
I'm still there. I'm still there. So, TP, how do you balance coaching in your person and having a personal life?
Pass on me for a second, please.
Okay. Lemon.
I'm gonna modify your question a little bit and answer in the terms of I'm a team leader at the office.
Okay.
And so I'm going to answer it in the aspect of that, because it's along a very similar vein as to what's going on. Because I mentor the new guys that come in. I also lead the guys in setting the priorities, things of that nature. And the one thing that I learned when I first started doing that is it is an absolute nightmare to try to separate. The blessing that I had is whenever I moved down to where I'm at, I now live an hour and 15 minutes away from the office. So I commute an hour and 15 minutes every day each way. And what that has allowed me to do is I can be nice to everybody. I'm good with everybody. But whenever I go home, you're not going to meet me for a beer. I'm going home.
right.
And my wife whenever I'm not hanging out with my guys here, my wife gets my full attention. My kids get my full attention.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, there's a background noise. Y'all hear my fan? My bad.
It's me. I'm passing gas.
Hey, that's TP. Hey, too much information. TMI. TMI. Well,
It's all that
balance
Chick-fil-A.
balance coaching with my personal life. Well, that's been one of the Achilles heel for me. I've been retired coaching for almost 2 years, and there's still long nights that I get home and Amy's like, I thought you said that you were done coaching. And I'm going to go look at this player for this coach. I'm going to look at that player for that coach. This player don't know his back step and everything. He's not getting out of the turn as a cornerback. He wants to know if his footwork's right. So I gotta go work with him. I'm gonna always, to the day I die, be a coach, because my wife tells me, and I'm hope this is not the reason. She said, Willie, you love to be needed. And I was like, I'm hoping that's not the question. I'm hoping that's not the answer, because I don't want to be needed. I just like to help. And then she said, well, those are two of the same things. You like to help, but you love to be needed. And I'm like, who don't want to be needed? Who don't want to be needed? I want to be needed. I want to be needed by my family. I want to be needed in everything, man, by my workers. I want to be needed in everything, man, by the podcast. I want to be needed by my friends and family. Everybody wants to be needed. I just think that and me and Jason was just talking about this a few days ago. And I know he's laughing right now, because I have a real bad thing with time.
Mm-hmm.
My time is out of whack. There is no structure in my time because I try to do so much. So as you guys said, as you guys heard me say, I'm gonna try to do a 30-40 minute podcast today. Where are we now? My time is out of whack because I love everything that I do. And that's a good thing. Everything that God allows me to touch, I love it. Everything that he allows me to come in contact with, I love it. And I give all of me. If I don't give all of me, I don't give none. Let me put it like that. So that's why in everything it's hard for me to answer that question wholeheartedly, because I'm going to always help people when they need help, regardless of whatever it is. So that's my Achilles heel and everything. And I think it's going to always be with me, because I just feel like I have a lot more to offer, a lot more to do than what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So
I'll pop in real quick. I think for you guys that coach, your family gets bigger. I think.
No.
So now
That's true.
Now
we know.
your family
We know.
at home, and then your family, and it's you guys just got to try and figure out how to blend it, I guess is the best way to say it. In other words, I don't have an answer.
It's always going to grow. I always believe that whenever you have positive information to give people and they take it and it makes their life better, your family grows, because they're going to always look at you different now. They're going to look at you as someone they can count on, someone they can confide in. They're going to always look at you because you gave them that one answer that helped them out so much. They're going to look for you for now every answer. And then that goes to a different person. I've been on this job, my new job, for a month. TP, a month? About a month? About a month and a half?
Yeah.
About that, yeah.
Thereabouts. Yeah.
I have 80 new friends in a matter of 1 month. And when I say friends, I mean, hey, I'm stuck on the side of the road. I had a flat tire. Can you come get me? I'm on my way. Because, like I said, God allows me to be a certain way around people, to where, like you guys, I met you guys last year. And like I told TP and I told Bishop, when I say you my boy. And that's not in a negative way. We ain't done it yet, but TP and his wife and my wife, we've been trying to get together for a month, and we almost had it. And then Keontae's game got canceled and got moved. We almost had it, and I got sick. Amy got sick. We were supposed to go to the ball game.
South Carolina game.
Yes, but it's going to happen. I'm going to meet Lemon sooner or later. I already know I am. Me and Bishop, man. It's like that's my other brother right there. So I already know I'm gonna see him and everything. But I've met so many people on this podcast, man, that I call my brother and everything, man, because if you guys need me, I'm always gonna be there. And that's vice versa. So anyway, in closing, I'm gonna read some of these emails, man, because one of these emails I like. I like this. And hold on, let me find it. Hold on. Is this it? Instead, no, that ain't it. It was a question about John Mateer.
Oh,
The hype. No, there was a. I don't think so. I thought I read it, but there was a picture of John Mateer working with a quarterbacks coach. There was a.
Go ahead, TP. Go ahead, TP.
There was a video, and I want to see TP's response because I know you've been very, very adamant about how you feel about John Mateer mechanics.
What did I say? I said Jim Nagy's no dummy. I said
I don't think it's Jim Nagy though. I don't think it's Jim Nagy. That's if I'm a dog. Finish. Okay, go ahead. Let
me finish. I said Jim Nagy is too smart to allow this kid to come back to this team in the same condition the way he was. He's going to find somebody. Because Nagy got all kinds of NFL connections. There's no way Nagy's going to let this kid come back with those mechanics that he had. No way. That's what I said. I said, I guarantee you he's in the lab somewhere working with a QB coach. That's what I said shortly after the season ended.
Yeah.
So when you said that about that video, I was like, yeah, I knew that was coming. Had to.
Well, I saved that for the last because I wanted to, as everybody saw on the last of the video, the Boomer Sooner, after every coaches, once we have the guests start coming on, there's a lot of them that want to do it, but a lot of them and everything. And I don't know what it is with snow here in Charlotte, but it's still snow on the ground, and these folks still can't drive worth shit here. So I got some coaches that are supposed to be on tonight, but they said they couldn't make it because of traffic. So that's one thing about Charlotte that I'm not going to argue about. This is the only place I've ever lived where you have to just determine if you want to leave or not. Because if you leave between 4 and 6, you stuck. If you leave at 7:00 p.m. and go on 77 or 485 or 85, you good. But if you leave between 3 and 5, you might as well just go ahead and just park your damn car and wait. Because they can't drive worth shit. Sorry, my language. Excuse my language. Anyway, that's it, guys, for tonight. We're going to start doing this. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to be back on Thursday. We're going to do another segment of this because I still got some more questions. Coaches, still email me. If you want to jump on. I'll send you the link. A lot of them are scared to ask the questions, and I see why. There was a lot of negative questions tonight about attitude and players and things like that. If you are a coach that emailed in some of these questions and you have toxic behavior, toxic attitude, toxic players, toxic family, toxic parents, you got to nip that in the bud real quick.
Yeah.
You got to nip it in the bud real quick. And if that means removing that kid from the program, so be it. I'm a big believer. I'm a still Bob Stoops quote. There is not one player bigger than the program.
Facts.
There's not one player. There's not one coach. I am the winningest football coach that was at Banks Trail, and I'm gone. They don't care about me. They don't. I mean, because my time is come and gone. But it doesn't mean that I can't go back and get love. It just means that things still go on, and I'm gone. It's going to always be there. Banks Trail is an institution that's going to always be there. Just because Coach Ricks is not there doesn't mean that the program just stops. They're going to find a different coach, and they're going to start doing the same thing that I've done. So, but one thing I'm going to end with is say I appreciate you gentlemen coming on tonight, man, more than you guys know. It's been hard, man. It's been hard not getting on here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and everything, man. I miss this more than anything. Whenever I do get on, I shine and I love it. But there are days that I do not want to get online, that I make myself get online. And whenever I do, I feel better after I get online. So in closing, is there anything that anybody wants to add to the show? Bishop or TP or Lemon?
Y'all go ahead. I'll be last.
Just real quick, I would think that the coaching, you guys are just special people, because it's very difficult to be able to communicate to young people and get them to buy in. That's what I want. Buy in on what you're trying to produce, give to them. So my hat's off to y'all for that. That's the one that I want to say.
Appreciate it. Lemon?
I'm going to take it away from football for half a second and say, reach out to 2 or 3 of the people that you know and love the most and check on them. Make sure that everybody's good, with, especially with all the weather and everything that's come through. You don't know who needs to hear from you right now. Keep your people in your heart.
I appreciate that's a good one. I appreciate
that. That's a good one. Hey, and first and foremost is always keep the lines of communication open. You never know when you're needed, or you might be that one smile that person needs in that moment. So just always keep connected, and more than anything is be open to being there for each other. Because today is promised, but tomorrow's not.
Hey, for those who didn't see it and jump on, I'm gonna play the intro again, and I want everybody's honest opinion. 1 good, 2 bad, and it ain't gonna hurt my heart. It ain't gonna hurt my heart, not one bit. It was just spur of the moment kind of thing that I created for me and Bishop. But I'm gonna play it again, and just give me a 1 for you like it, 2 you don't, 3 I need to work on it. And then other than that, man, I appreciate you guys, man, more than you guys know. Now I'm gonna get in here, man, and take my dog out for a walk. He's been somewhere up under here. He's up under his sleep. So again, I love you guys, man. Thank you for jumping on. Just let me know the feedback. 1 for good, 2 for we need to work, 2 for no, and 3 I need to work on. Other than that, man, you guys have a wonderful night. Peace out.
Enjoy it.
All right, man. Just let me know.
Oh shit. Dreadlocks.
Money making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting money. I'm just getting money. Money making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting money. I'm just getting money. Money making good, my money need a loan. I'm just getting money. I'm just